Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education. Looking at PCLN NVDA TSLA NFLX CMG daily weekly time frame. So PCLN, we saw the bearish action on Friday and the lack of a bounce comparatively to other names that saw a lot of bearish action. So as soon as we broke that low of Friday of 1826, it was very clear that the bears had further momentum to the downside. We then saw an oversold bounce begin to play out on the hourly time frame and the much more significant lower wick. But from here, we have a lower high and now a lower low. Granted, the bulls did close above that support, maintaining that level, but we clearly saw further pullback, which has us eyeing this gap. That gap is 1766. So the bulls are trying to see a bounce play out. At this point, we have the 50-day resistance, the middle Bollinger Band resistance, the daily exponential resistance, the high of today resistance at 1839. So all kinds of resistance levels we can be watching into tomorrow before we look to see if we can confirm this bullish reversal candlestick with a nice green follow-through day tomorrow. PCLN on the weekly time frame potentially losing the 8-period exponential moving average support for the first time in 2017. That would obviously be significant if that were to happen. Bulls are going to have to close over 1830 to keep that level. Otherwise, it's a very clear lower high and lower low, and the middle Bollinger Band on the weekly will come next, and then that little gap fill on the daily time frame. NVDA bulls did a really good job of following through here, or I should say, of protecting from further pullback. Tesla and NVDA, two names that were the strongest on this list heading into the dump on Friday and clearly holding up the best. So holding the middle Bollinger Band support, not even confirming with a second red day in a row. You know the bulls are strong when you cannot even see 2 red days in a row. So bulls closing up near the high. Resistance is 150-170. And then the high that we hit today was the 3rd highest price that NVDA has ever seen. That is very significant. Middle Bollinger Band now established as a key level of support. We had this base of support of consolidation at 142.05, and we bounced off of 142.11, maintaining that level of support. So the bulls are still holding on just fine. We do have a bearish MACD cross on the verge here, but unless we lose this daily middle Bollinger Band, bulls in full control. Weekly time frame, we are not confirming the bearish reversal inverted hammer. Granted, we have 4 trading days left to go, and this candlestick shape is going to change, but as of right now, no confirmation and no follow through from the bears. Tesla on the daily time frame, very similar story. Lots of strength, couldn't even see 2 red days in a row, and the bulls bought the dip off of 350.62 support. Resistance is 364.50, and then we're looking up towards that all-time high. Hourly, we have to be keeping an eye on the hourly moving averages. NVDA and Tesla getting all hourly moving averages back as support at the highs today, where most individual tech names haven't gotten any of those supports back on the hourly. Weekly time frame for Tesla, not confirming the upper wick of profit taking. It wasn't even a bearish reversal candlestick. The upper wick was not significant enough. So bulls holding on just fine, riding the upper Bollinger Band weekly resistance of 364.69. We did pull back just below that level, so we do need to watch that resistance as well. Netflix on the daily time frame. Same thing, not a ton of bounce on Friday. Further downside, very clear as soon as we broke the low of Friday. Bears in full control. We saw a very significant drop from here, breaking well below support of 153. We were down 5-6% for the morning here on Netflix. We did bounce off the 100-day moving average, but there's a gap to be watching down here as well at 144.50. That would fill that gap. So watching to see if the bulls have any bounce, but the hourly 20-period moving average is still resistance, and that level has to become support in order for the bulls to see any kind of follow-through. Lower Bollinger Band on the daily is resistance, and we have to be watching for a bounce. But again, Netflix is one of the weaker tech names on this bounce. Apple and Netflix are in a category of weaker than names like Amazon and Google. Weekly time frame, middle Bollinger Band key support. We did bounce just above that level back in April. Testing it again, loss of that level would be a clear red flag. Bearish MACD on the verge of a bearish TCG cross, and watching to see if we get a loss of that middle Bollinger Band, which again would indicate further downside likely. CMG, so we've been very clearly bearish on CMG with the lower highs and lower lows. Bulls now trying to see a bullish reversal candlestick, But again, we have to get confirmation here. I'm looking at resistance of 466.05, the high of this little bounce attempt. Break that level and close above it tomorrow, and we will confirm this bullish reversal candlestick. And I'm concerned with the weekly time frame, where if we were to close this week right here and now, I would be confident that our higher low has been established and that the bulls are going to be looking to show back up. Obviously, 4 trading days left to go, so this candlestick shape is going to change, but it is worth watching for a bullish reversal candlestick, as we have been consolidating for a month, and that would indicate, okay, maybe the bulls are establishing their low, and at least we have a support level to be going off of to put our stop losses below if we do go bullish. But we have to see how the next couple of days play out, tomorrow being a very important day in terms of whether or not we confirm this bullish reversal candlestick. So I appreciate you watching, and we will check back in to follow all of the fun action. See you tomorrow.